Myean TV, True FM.
Myean TV, True FM.
On Myean TV,
True FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a barefoot manner, we'll take your plate like
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news, my name is Hansen the Represent. Welcome to News and Analysis, 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life, that's what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
We are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Myean TV and listening to True FM 96.1.
Myean TV, True FM.
Myean TV, True FM.
On Myean TV,
True FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a barefoot manner, we'll take your plate like
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news, my name is Hansen the Represent. Welcome to News and Analysis, 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
Myean TV, True FM.
Myean TV, true events
on Myean TV
into Truth FM 96.1.
Johnson, and good evening, everyone. A criminal court see Judge Blamo Dixon on Wednesday denied prosecution request to subpoena LRA to testify in the criminal trial involving 5 former officials from the Weah administration. Prosecuting lawyers, according to RCR judicial correspondent, told the court that the communication sent to the Solicitor General from LRA boss indicated that properties put forward through one Patrick Comer to secure the temporary release of the former government officials has no identification or tax liability and is not reflected in the system of the Liberia Revenue Authority. The 2 separate properties in question owned by Fatu Kamanda is located in Cowell, New Georgia, while Rufus and Rufina Co properties in Virginia has the value of 6 and 1.7 million United States dollars, contrary to defense lawyers' account. But during arguments, defense lawyer Counselor Arthur Johnson told the court that praying for a subpoena on the LRA boss by prosecution lacks the legal basis for the conduct of the hearing of a motion for justification of surety as to the element that constitutes a legal bond. The newly appointed Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency Director General has attributed the huge increment of drug activities to political interference and the power of drug traffickers in the country. Antonin Salt, appearing before the Senate for confirmation, said once those key areas are strengthened, there will be a total decline in drugs activities across the country. He emphasized the need to restructure the entire LDEA in order to meet international best practices, citing that it is one of his top priorities once he is confirmed by the Liberian Senate. Sard also vowed not to dismiss any LDEA officials who enter the agency without the proper channel. Instead, institute measures that will keep them well equipped to fight drugs in the country. Criminal Court aide resident George Roosevelt Willie has fined several officials of the Justice Ministry 500 United States dollars each for defying the court and their failure to produce the living body of a Guinean national. Those funds, according to RCR judicial correspondent, are Solicitor General Counselor Augustine Fire, Maserati County Chief Prosecutor Counselor Richard Scott, Assistant Justice Minister for Litigations Counselor Jerry Galawolo, and the Monrovia Central Prison Superintendent Alfonso Lake. The decision of the court was as a result of the rates of habeas corpus filed by INCHR before the court for prosecutions to produce the living body of the Guinean national Ibrahima Khalif Sharif, who was detained at the Monrovia Central Prison. But during arguments, prosecution told the court that they have since turned the defendant's living body over to the Guinean government as part of the international policy cooperation and the fight against transitional crimes. They were informed of his arrest in Liberia. Having regard to the criminal police cooperation agreement signed in Accra, Ghana on December 19, 2003, to which Liberia and Guinea are signatories, it was in the context of investigation that the Guinean government requested to the Liberian government to surrender Ibrahim and Khalif Sharif on the basis of Article 11 of the agreement. Ibrahim Khalif Sharif was charged with multiple offenses ranging from insurrection, criminal facilitation, and conspiracy for allegedly wanting to overthrow the Guinean government. The multi-actor platform of land reform in collaboration with the Liberia Land Authority has ended a one-day roundtable discussion with people with disabilities in Monrovia. Speaking at the end of the discussion, the Vice President of the National Union of Organizations of the Disabled, William Yasia, stressed the need for the employment of more people with disabilities in public service in the country. According to Yasia, there is still discrimination against people with disability when it comes to employment and owning of land in the country. In remarks, the program coordinator of the Organization for Women Empowerment, Ereta Toba, cautioned the disabled on the importance of laws governing land in Liberia. She assured people with disabilities that the laws on land do not discriminate against anybody in the country, as it is believed in some quarters. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with ECOWAS, has launched a platform aimed at providing springboard for manufacturers in the formal and informal sectors in the country. The initiative is intended to allow the exports of finished products and import of raw materials in West Africa. The platform, codenamed the West African Competitive Observatory Marketing Platform, is sponsored by International Trade Center and the European Union. Speaking at the ceremony marking the opening of the roundtable discussion with manufacturers in Monrovia on Tuesday, the Assistant Minister for Commerce and Trade, Kevin Matali, encouraged businesses engaged in manufacturing products to take advantage of the platform. According to Minister Matali, ECOWAS and EU wants Liberia manufacturers to export their goods to other countries to seek other business opportunities. Masterado County Senator Darius DeLong has written plenary seeking their endorsement to cite the Minister of Labor to address the issue of employment permits to non-Liberians. Senator DeLong, in his communication to the Senate, believes that the Minister of Labor is implementing the mandate against the labor law. Senator DeLong said the act violates Chapter 7, Section 7.1 and Chapter 44, Section 45.9 of the Decent Work Act relative to the issue of work permits to aliens, foreigners, and non-Liberians. Senator DeLong added that although providing work permits is contributing to the national budget, but the absence of employment of qualified Liberians is troubling. The communication was received by plenary and recommendations were made for a discussion next Tuesday. Bapulu County Senator Buto Conan has complained to plenary over the high increment in prices of commodities on the Liberian market. According to Senator Conan, the recent increment in the prices of commodities with drastic reduction in the U.S. rate requires immediate clarity by the Ministry of Commerce. Senator Conan said the Senate needs to question the acting Commerce Minister as to what mechanism should be put in place to stabilize the rates on the local market. According to her, the situation is causing intense hardship on the ordinary citizens, especially petty traders. She made the statement on Thursday during the Senate section. Meanwhile, after deliberations, the Senate instructed the Senate Committee on Commerce to look into the complaint filed by Senator Conan and report to plenary next Thursday. The Liberian National Fire Service has certified 3 vendors for the purchase of fire extinguishers amid ongoing inspection. The LNFS has of recent come under intense criticism for what was being described as illegal sales of fire extinguishers since the commencement of vehicles and home inspection. But speaking Thursday at a news conference in Monrovia, LNFS Executive Director Wasuwat Bawud disclosed that Gesco, Monad, and Forever 21 have been certified by the institution for sales of durable fire extinguishers. According to him, the three entities selected comes following proper scrutiny of the various fire extinguishers on the market. The managing partner of Z8 Advisors, Anthony Dakanti Kinsaki, has described taxpayer as the backbone of any economic system. Madam Saki says citizens, especially students, are to be properly educated on the importance of individuals paying their lawful taxes to national government for development purposes. Speaking Thursday as guest during the celebration of National Students Tax Day as part of Taxpayer Appreciation Week, Madam Dakanti Saki said when students are empowered through tax education, they become future taxpayers who understand their role in the ecosystem, thereby ensuring sustained revenue for national development. According to her, these empowered individuals are the billions the country celebrates in revenue, as the theme of this year's celebration indicates, moving to billions. The program was organized by the Liberia Revenue Authority in partnership with USAID, Lead Activity, and the Ministry of Education, aimed at fostering tax education and empowering the next generation of their saver responsibility. The Liberia Maritime Authority has disclosed the conduct of the International Maritime Organization member state audit scheme in Liberia beginning the 25th of November 2024 to the 2nd of December 2024. The exercise, which started in the United States, is a treaty obligation aimed at promoting the consistent and effective implementation of applicable International Maritime Organization instruments in assisting member states to improve their capacities while contributing to the enhancement of global performances. The audit, according to a release, is not a financial audit, but a system audit that will assist the Liberian Maritime Authority to know how those conventions were signed, domesticated, and implemented. The auditors will look at Liberia's flag state, port state, and coastal state regions in context of how to ensure ships' safety, population prevention, and crew working conditions on board Liberia flag vessel that's coastal state component inspection and detention of foreign ship. The International Maritime Organization auditors will spearhead this audit. In a controversial move, the majority bloc of the House of Representatives has removed Speaker Fonanti Kofa from his position. The majority members have been fighting for the past 6 weeks to remove the Speaker and finally made the decision following reports from a committee set up about 2 weeks ago to investigate the Speaker on complaints filed by 6 of his colleagues. The committee said during the course of the investigation, the Speaker refused to honor their citation and failed to show up for hearings into the allegations leveled against him. The complainants, among several counts, accused the Speaker of conflict of interest, corruption, and taking unilateral decision against the rules of the House. Following the reading of the committee's report on Thursday, November 21st, 2024, the plenary of the majority bloc voted to remove the Speaker by declaring his seat vacant. They at the same time elected a Representative Richard Coon on a white ballot as the new Speaker. However, Coon's election has been vehemently rejected by members of Speaker Kofa bloc who have described it as illegal. Representative Musa Belete of Nimba County District 7 in particular termed the act of the majority bloc as a disruption of Liberia's democratic process. A Liberian delegation headed by Gender, Children, and Social Protection Minister Wemi Harris Colley is currently in Kigali, Rwanda on a pivotal study visit. According to a gender ministry update, the team is in Rwanda to learn from Rwandans global recognized success in advancing gender equality and women's empowerment, with the aim to localize and apply the lessons learned through national programs in Liberia. The visit is part of Liberia's broader efforts to strengthen the institution's capacity for addressing gender gaps, combating gender-based violence, and empowering women and girls. The gender ministry delegation is expected to learn from Rwanda to make intense progress in some of the gender issues Liberia is currently faced with. The trip is said to be sponsored by the Liberian Women Empowerment Project, a 44.6 million World Bank funded project. And away from Liberia, the BBC is reporting that regulators in South Africa have recalled a batch of the popular Zip Plus contraceptive pills after a packaging mix-up, which means the contraception could be potentially ineffective. Manufacturer Bayet Limited said women using pills from the affected batch should stop immediately and seek medical advice. That's our CN News Bulletin. Is back to you, Johnson.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
Into Truth FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll take your plate like
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Many thanks to Naketa Roberts for bringing us the news bulletin, which is a regular feature here on News Desk. If you're just joining us, in one of our top developments, Criminal Court C. Judge Blamo Dixon denies prosecution request to subpoena LRA to testify in the criminal trial involving 5 former officials of the George Weah administration. Let's bring you our first development on the program. In a controversial move, the majority bloc of the House of Representatives has removed Speaker Naketa Roberts from his position. The decision has been hugely criticized in the public and by members of the Speaker's bloc. RCI News editor Marka Davis has been following the impasse at the House of Representatives and files this report.
It was a dramatic political scene at the Capitol on Thursday. Majority members of the House of Representatives, who have been fighting for the past 6 weeks to remove the Speaker of the House, finally made the decision by declaring the Speaker's seat vacant and immediately electing Representative Rachel Kuhn of Monserrado County, District 11, as the new Speaker. A committee set up about 2 weeks ago to investigate the Speaker following complaints from 6 of their colleagues reported that during the course of the investigation, the Speaker refused to honor their citations and failed to show up for hearings into the allegations levied against him. The complainants, amongst several counts, accused Speaker Naketa Roberts of conflict of interest, corruption, and taking unilateral decisions. These, they said, were against the rules of the House of Representatives. Following the reading of the committee's report on Thursday, November 21, 2024, the plenary of the majority bloc voted to remove the Speaker by declaring his seat vacant. Representative Rachel Kuhn was subsequently nominated as the lone candidate for Speaker and immediately elected on a white ballot casted by the chairman of the majority bloc, Representative Samakoga of Nimba County District Number 5 in an unprecedented political scenario. He was inducted as Speaker of the House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature by Deputy House Speaker Thomas Fala, who made it clear earlier that he has no interest in running for Speaker. Upon taking the oath of office, Representative Richard Kuhn pledged his commitment to work with all to achieve their shared hopes and dreams, adding he is dedicated to facing these challenges head-on with honesty, integrity, and relentless determination.
Now that I am the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the 55th National Legislature, barely 11 months into the tenure of President Joseph Naketa, I am committed to making a real plan to achieve the shared dreams. And so dedicated to facing these challenges along with the industry, integrity, determination of us all. Together, we will undertake the hard and necessary work to improve our system with transparency, accountability, and a code of our intervention will invest in the happiness of every member and every staff who serve in executing the three functions of our legislative representation, lawmaking, and oversight.
However, Kuhn's election has been vehemently rejected by members of Speaker Kofa's bloc, including some members of the public who have described it as illegal. Representative Musability of Nimba County District Number 7 in particular termed the action of the majority bloc as a disruption of Liberia's democratic process. He said they will not accept it, calling on the Supreme Court to intervene.
The attitude and behaviors of our colleague today is a disruption of our democratic process. No matter what happened in the history of this country, what happened today has never ever happened before. We're not going to sit here and allow people to walk out here, to do it, we're not take it, and that's it. It's not going to happen. We look up to the Supreme Court and come. This is why they were created. The court was created specifically for what is happening now. If it fails in this, it has failed in.
The resolution used on Thursday, November 21, 2024, to remove the Speaker had 50 signatures, including about 3 members of the Speaker's bloc who crossed over to the majority bloc in the last 2 days. But one of them, Representative Alex Noah, said crossing over was a strategy to convince members of the majority to move to the new chamber where a vote was being taken. They believe if they had moved to the new chamber and vote taken on the resolution, they would not have achieved the 49 votes to move the Speaker.
It was not something that we play in a way that we're leaving the Speaker. When we play in a way that the Speaker, if they approve that yes, indeed, get all modalities for our people to be able to get far.
The majority bloc needs 49 votes by law to move the Speaker. However, according to due process, one of the controversies surrounding Thursday's removal is that of the 50 signatures, about 6, including Representatives Matthew Joe, James Goshua, Bintu Matali, Luther Collins, Roger Barry, amongst others, said they had withdrawn their signatures from the resolution. However, during the section on Thursday, it was established that none of them had officially written the acting chief clerk withdrawing their signature. This, according to the chairman of the majority bloc, Representative Samakoga, means their signatures were still legitimate. Meanwhile, report has it that Speaker Funate Kofa has taken flight to the Supreme Court to intervene in what he calls his unlawful removal. The court had earlier described this saga as a political matter and declined to issue the writ of prohibition prayed for by Speaker Kofa weeks ago, urging the parties to resolve the impasse using the House's rules. Well, the public is eager to see what decision the Supreme Court will make this time around. For RCR News, this is Marka Davis reporting.
Many thanks to RCR News editor Marka Davis for that report. The newly appointed Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency Director General has attributed a huge increment of drug activities to political interference and power of drug traffickers in the country. Anthony Swa, appearing before the Senate for confirmation, said once those key areas are strengthened, there will be total decline in drug activities across the country. He emphasized the need to structure the entire LDA in order to meet international best practices, citing it is one of his top priorities once confirmed by the Liberian Senate. He is the newly appointed Drug Enforcement Agency Director General Anthony Souther speaking when he appeared at the Liberian Senate. The Liberian National Fire Service has certified 3 vendors for the purchase of fire extinguisher aimed amid ongoing inspection. The LNFS has of recent time come under immense criticism for what has been described as illegal sale of fire extinguisher since the commencement of vehicles and home inspection. Speaking Thursday at a news conference in Monrovia, the institution executive director, that's Wasuo Buffalo, disclosed the names of the 3 vendors.
That we are signing with other people out there being new government, even other people who are there, bypass, special, the visit to people at a huge price. So that's why we have to people out there, so people know where they are, and they go there and buy the files. They have an agency to bring a checkpoint sitting there on the table with the jackets. So you stop the very checkpoint sitting there, because you want to buy a fast moving. If you have your fast moving, it's fully charged. You just need to go pay your LRF fee. You know, now you go and post it with the same so the fact. Because we bow for the man, and the man charge you all of us, man, they're not doing the business.
He is the executive director of the Liberian National Fire Service. They're speaking at a press conference in Monrovia. Bapolu County Senator Boto Kane has complained to plenary over the high increment in prices of commodities on the Liberian market. According to Senator Boto, the recent increment in the prices of commodities with drastic reduction in the U.S. rate requires immediate clarity by the Ministry of Commerce. Senator Boto Kane said the Senate need to question the acting Commerce Minister as to what mechanism should be put into place to stabilize the rate on the local market.
Market. I'm not talking about the stores or whatsoever, but the market. The Liberian rate has dropped to 180. Then the U.S. rate, we are talking about the prices have been increased. The business people, the importers didn't want the petty traders to profit. In the sense that the other oil was sold at the rate of $27. Now that the rate has dropped, they have increased it to $30. The U.S. residents are still the people who make profit, and they don't want the people to make profit. There's a very serious issue. Almost all the essential commodities prices have gone up.
She is Bapolu County Senator Boto Kane. They're speaking still at the Senate. Maswara County Senator Daros Dillon has written plenary seeking their endorsement to cite the Minister of Labor to address the issue of employment permit to non-Liberian. Senator Dillon, in his communication to the Senate, believes that the Ministry of Labor is implementing the mandate against the labor law.
Seeking endorsement to cite the Minister of Labor to address the issuance of quote-unquote employment permit, otherwise known as quote-unquote work permit, to non-Liberians. Senator Dillon, a member of the Senate Committee on Labor, took the stand and quoted Chapter 7, Section 7.1, and Chapter 44 and Section 45, and now respectively, of the Decent Work Act relative to the issuance of work permit to aliens, foreigners, and or non-Liberians. The senator added that the Minister of Labor is not implementing the law to the benefit of Liberians that are qualified to occupy positions that are being usurped by alien work permit. He added that although the issuance of work permit is contributing to the national budget, but the absence of employment for qualified citizens.
That was a communication there from Maswara County Senator Daros Dillon, read at the plenary. The managing partner of Zig Advisors, Anthony Dakota Kinsaki, had described taxpayers as the backbone of any economic system. Manasaki said citizens, especially students, are to be properly educated on the importance of individuals paying their lawful taxes to national government for development purposes. Speaking Thursday as guest during the celebration of National Student Tax Day as part of Taxpayer Appreciation Week, Kinsaki said when students are empowered through tax education, they become future taxpayers to understand their role in the ecosystem, thereby ensuring sustained revenue for national development.
Moving to billions, celebrating taxpayers' impact, we are reminded of the collective role taxpayers play in driving national development, where tax education serves as a cornerstone of an economically vibrant and compliant society. So this topic, how tax education empowers students to become compliant citizens and spur economic growth, directly connects to the theme of this year, Moving to Billions, Celebrating Taxpayers.
She is Madam Dakonti or Attorney Dakonti Kinsaki there speaking during the celebration of National Students Tax Day in Monrovia. The program was organized by the Liberia Revenue Authority in partnership with UC Lead Activity and the Ministry of Education. Also speaking, UC Lead Activity Chief of Party George Aquila emphasized the need for citizens to know their civic responsibilities.
Important points to take with you. One, understanding civic responsibility. As citizens, each of you has a vital role to play in building your community and your nation. Civic responsibility goes beyond individual success. It includes actions like voting, volunteering, and contributing to your community. And one of the most impactful ways, as the debater said, is fulfilling the responsibility by meeting your tax obligations. Paying taxes is more than a legal requirement. It is a cornerstone of civic duty. It reflects your commitment to the greater good and strengthens the foundation of the social contract.
He is George Akili. He is the chief of party of UC Lead Activity in Liberia, and earlier on you heard a voice of Madam Dakota Kinsaki. She spoke at the launch of the celebration of National Students Tax Day celebrated by the Liberia Revenue Authority in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with ECOWAS, has launched a platform aimed at providing the springboard for manufacturers in the formal and informal sectors in the country. The initiative is intended to allow the export of finished products and import of raw materials in West Africa. The platform code, named the West African Competitive Observatory Marketing Platform, is sponsored by International Trade Center and the European Union. Speaking at the ceremony marking the opening of the meeting, the Assistant Minister for Commerce and Trade, Kevin Matali, encouraged businesses to engage in manufacturing products to take advantage of the platform.
So the country left working and showcasing their products and services with other African countries. We need to appreciate the International Trade Center, RTCH, who is working observatory for the collaboration. The business making platform is a powerful tool that facilitates efficient and effective connection between businesses, helping them discover new opportunities and expand their reach. This tool is designed to facilitate exchanges between businesses across West Africa by connecting buyers and suppliers within the region.
He is Kevin Matali. He is Assistant Commerce Minister for Trade. For his part, the trade analyst at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ellis Wood, explained that the platform will be used for manufacturers to extend their sale of product in ECOWAS member states.
Observatory platform. So the intent of this platform is to create market opportunities for our manufacturers, those in the informal and formal sectors. So those that are into lab-made products, we have this challenge of advertising our business, getting our business to across the region and to other partners across the West African region. So the platform was created for that purpose, that those that are producing in Liberia can be uploaded on the platform so that their product can go worldwide in the region.
He is Alex Wu. He is the trade analyst at the Ministry of Commerce. They're speaking earlier on. You heard the voice of Kevin Matali. He is Assistant Minister for Commerce, Minister of Commerce for Trade at the Ministry of Commerce. So at this point, we join Eric Batafoya in the JFIC to bring us sports. Good evening.
Good evening, Johnson Batoma, and good evening, everyone. The Lone Star of Liberia secretly arrived in Monrovia via the Roberts International Airport after a tough journey to and from Algeria. It can be recalled the senior national team was defeated 5-1 in Alger, the capital of Algeria, in their final 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON last encounter that witnessed the Lone Star ending for 2025 AFCON campaign at the bottom of Group H with 4 points. Since Coach Tomoko Joe's appointment as interim manager of the Lone Star, he has played 2 matches, winning 1 against Togo and suffering a defeat against Algeria. Algeria defeated the Red, White, and Blue Boys 3-0 at the SKD complex in the first leg of the 2-leg tie. Likewise, Equatorial Guinea defeated Liberia both home and away to record 6 points in the group. The points acquired were not enough to see the Lone Star participate in Africa's most prestigious sports festival after defeating Togo and getting the draw. Liberia last participated in the continent's biggest soccer showpiece was back in 2002. There was a slap in the face of FC Fasel in round 6 of the Liberia Football Association First Division League as they settled to a 1-1 entertaining draw with Scotland Global Farmer at the D2 Sport Page in Nuku Town. They were dethroned by LPRC audience from the top spot following the Oil Boss 3-1 victory against Shatta FC at the open air Nancy B Stadium in Kakata, Magibi County. FC Fasel now sits second on the league table. Stay out of the nation's capital, Pinzo FC recorded 1-0 victory over Matic Barrow in Bukano City, Grand Bassa, while Heaven 11 was held to a 1-1 draw by newcomers Discovery, who continue their impressive run in the 2024-2025 league campaign. In Ghana's-Ville, it was a historical win for Blackman Warrior when they defeated Invincible 11 3-1 at the Tusa Field. Stay at the Tusa Field, Ben Mountain recorded a 3-2 win victory over Shipping Boss of Liska in a 5-goal thrilling on Wednesday evening to climax all of the LFA First Division League activities. Now away from Liberia, Chelsea captain Reece James has suffered another setback after injuring his hamstring in training. Blues manager Enzo Maresca has revealed the 24-year-old missed much of last season after undergoing hamstring surgery which was designed to help him overcome a series of injury but return to action last month. Chelsea will be away to Leicester City this weekend in the English Premier League with our captain, James Reeses. It's back to you, Johnson Batoma, for the continuation of the news.
Many thanks to Eric Bartofaya for bringing us the passion of life sports. And I know this is how we go home on today's edition of Program News Desk. But as we take leave of you, a recap of our major developments. In a controversial decision, majority bloc of the House of Representatives removes Speaker and elects Representative Richard Coon on word ballot as new Speaker of the House, as embattled Speaker for Natukova challenges the decision. The Director General designate Anthony Saw attributes increase in drug activities to political interference and the power of drug traffickers in the country, vows to raid Liberia of illicit drug if confirmed. Criminal Court C. George Blamo Dixon denies prosecution request to subpoena LRA to testify in the criminal trial involving 5 ex-officials of the George Weah administration. And away from Liberia, the BBC is reporting that regulators in South Africa have recalled a batch of a popular Yas Plus contraceptive pills after a packaging mix-up. We'd love to say many thanks to our writers, contributors, correspondents for making today's edition of the program a success. Thanks to our sponsors, Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Naketa Roberts was here with the news bulletin. Elwin Butterfly, father in the passion of live sports. Kobo Sanga, Sarah control and produce our sounds. Our Maya Torgbean, as usual, was behind the cameras. My name is Johnson Bantoma. I presented. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrel?
The black barrel is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll take your later Liberia.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary of 12. My name is Hansen Delta Present. Welcome to News and Analysis, 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live. You know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to True FM 96.1.